Hi, it's Lisa here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So in today's video I wanted to talk to you about moving to New Zealand and what we would have done differently. So these items that I do mention, they may apply to you if you're moving to New Zealand or actually a completely different country, because they are quite generic and hopefully what we've learned you can take away as well and hopefully see if they're going to work for you as well. So let's get started. Number one is that we would make sure all the paperwork is done before our flight date. Now in our case, I finished a week before we were due to fly out, and that week was so stressful. There was lots of things going on. We were also moving house and it was chaos basically, and we could have relieved some of that stress by doing things a bit more in preparation. So all the paperwork, such as changing addresses, making sure we'd phoned people and cancelled memberships and subscriptions, and just copying things like passports and insurance. So all of those things we could have just done beforehand. The days and weeks leading up to our flight, we should have just got those out of the way. And I would recommend doing it just because those last few days, those last few weeks are going to be stressful. Number two is we would have taken less luggage. Now I don't think we took that much, however, what we did take, we were stressing out over, particularly myself, and there is a video, I'll put it up. Basically, we were packing on our last day, we had things out that we wanted to put in our suitcase, and we'd already done like a mock pack just to make sure things fitted, but then we didn't take into account extra paperwork and things that were in the washing machine and just lots of little things that added up, and we just couldn't fit it in. And the main thing is that we couldn't get it under the recommended weight allowance for our flight. We started to look at whether we should buy more weight for the airplane, but then we didn't want to do that. In the end, we actually had 3 more boxes of things that we couldn't take, and that's gone into storage and it'll be shipped over when we're ready for it. So yeah, it was very stressful, and therefore I just recommend not taking as much things. I'd really pare it down. You don't need to take a blanket, you don't need to take those 5 pairs of jeans, you just need to pare it down as much as possible. Number 3 is that we should have researched more. Now, we did a lot of research before we came out, but we still felt that we were lacking some of the knowledge that we just should have had. So things like here in New Zealand, which is an IRD number, it's kind of like a tax number. And although I'd seen it in a few blogs and things that we read, I just didn't read enough into it. And therefore I was like, how do we get it? How do we apply? When do we need to apply? How long is it going to take? So things like that I should have, researched a bit more. There was also things like housing, so the better areas to live, but also the process in regards to rentals. So here in New Zealand they do open houses. So basically you go to a rental, everyone's there, you look around the house and then you apply for that rental, and you're either lucky or you're not basically. With this house we were very lucky in getting it, as it was the first house that we looked at. But yeah, I think doing a lot more research, even if it's reading around schools and education and salary and the houses and things to do and places to go, there's always more research that you could do. So I'd recommend just trying to read up as much as possible, and also going on YouTube, even watching things like this, which will give you good examples of what people have done when they've moved abroad. Number 4 is that we probably should have waited to fly over here. So basically we decided at the end of last year, so 2018, that we wanted to come over to New Zealand. We didn't want to wait anymore. We basically wanted to get over here and start living our life. So in January we both quit our jobs, we told parents that we were leaving, we booked our flights. So we did all that without a job offer, And luckily we did get a job offer as soon as we got here to New Zealand, but now we're waiting for our visa. So our visa is taking longer than expected, and in hindsight maybe we should have waited back in the UK to get those job offers. However, hindsight is a good thing. Would we have gotten those job offers as quickly if we weren't in the country? Possibly, but who knows. It really did help us that we were in the country. We can speak to people, we could see people, and they knew that we were intent on living here in New Zealand. So number 4 is one of those things that if we knew what the future held, maybe we would have waited. Obviously no one knows what's going to happen in the future, so that's kind of one of those. And number 5 is that we should have got a visitor visa. So here in New Zealand we came on a visitor waiver visa. Because we're from the UK, we can come here for 6 months, and you don't need to fill anything in, you just come for 6 months and then you can leave. But obviously we want to stay, and now we're waiting for our work visa. It's becoming a little bit more of a problem. So if we'd got a visitor visa, we could have stayed here for 9 months at the offset, and you can extend that to 12 months. So that would have been a lot better for us. Now we're going to have to try and get an interim visa in case our work visa doesn't come through. So we're going to have to jump through some extra hoops now, which we should have just done beforehand. I hope those 5 items have helped you. As I said, that's our personal experience moving to New Zealand and the things that we would do differently. But really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not been that huge. You know, most of the decisions that we've made have been absolutely fine, and we've gotten over here in one piece. We've got a house, we've got a job offer. Obviously, we're hopefully getting the visa soon. But the other things, just some little things that we may have changed if we had the chance. As I said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do have any comments, then please leave them below, and please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye then.